introverts. Calling all introverts. This blast is for you. I'm just going to flip. As soon as I can flip this camera, I will turn. Okay, good. Hi everyone, I'm Renee. Thank you for joining me today. I am calling all introverts, okay? Come in the room. It's a nice, comfortable place here, okay? Can you guys hear me, by the way? For the first time, I'm using my brand new mic, and I just want to make sure that it's actually working. So if you can't hear me, let me know. Just put a little comment in the comment box below. Once again, thank you for joining. In case you're like, who is this? In fact, if you haven't been here before, type in raw in the comment section. And if you've been here before, type in raw. If you haven't, put in newbie. I just want to see who's new and who's just joining. And I'm just going to say hello to anyone who's catching the replay. Thank you for watching. So I am calling all my introverts because on Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern, I'm hosting a Blab. If you don't know Blab, it's another broadcast that we do. Hey, newbie. Hey, Sapphire. Are you an introvert? Yes or no? Or are you just curious about who are all these introverts who are blasting? Because I think it's really funny that all of us introverts are on these platforms where you have to be out there. You're an introvert too, Sapphire? Okay. Well, you've come to the right place. So I was just saying that on Saturday I'm hosting a Blab, and that I'm going to talk about being an introvert and what that means for your business and personal branding and also managing your business as an introvert. But before I do that, I wanted to talk to you guys here on Periscope about being an introvert, because we are often mistaken, okay? First and foremost, and I'm going to define this in case you guys are silently watching like, I'm an introvert but I don't want to participate, or I'm an extrovert but I don't want to judge those introverts. So whichever category you fall into. Hi from Mississippi. Hi, Mississippi. Is it as hot in Mississippi as it is right now? I'm on the East Coast and it's hot. So I don't know about you, but it's really hot by me. Mississippi, and I didn't catch your name. If you want to comment again, are you an introvert or are you self-describing yourself as an extrovert? And maybe you don't know, but let me just recap here and run off what is an introvert. So you're just trying to wrap your head around, what is that? Well, first and foremost, we are not shy, okay? We're not shy. Don't let anyone tell you that we're shy. Yes, it's burning. McCullough, Larry, okay. Larry McCullough. It's hot. Yeah, it's hot here too. It's really hot. So at the end of the scope, I'm sure I'm going to be melting. Okay. So first and foremost, don't let people tell you that we're shy. We're not shy. Okay. That is a misperception, misconception, miss. They're getting it all wrong. We're not. It's all about energy. It's energy for us. And some people will say we're in an energy crisis. I don't think we're in a crisis. Larry, you're the CEO of Curves retail chain for plus size women. Very nice. Nice. So, okay, anybody who has questions here about Curves, because that's, legendary, been around from A to Z, been there, done that. We all know Curves. If you don't know, it's catered towards women. That's another really strong brand, Larry. Way to go. Thank you for that. Ask him questions. It's okay to start that up in the chat box. If you have questions, if you're a fitness person or you're trying to do weight loss and you're thinking about gyms and questions about gyms, especially those that cater to women. Okay, I'm digressing and I'm promoting other people here. But have those conversations if you just have that in there. It's okay for you to talk along. It's fine. But introverts, let's focus here. We're not shy. Moving on. We're the type of people who like to reflect. We're the ones who go inner. We think before we do. And that's not a bad thing. It's okay to think before you take action, and that's our strength. We're the ones who will go to a party and we'll work the room. We're the social butterflies. You didn't even know it. But when we get home, we're a little spent, okay? It took a lot of our energy to work that room, and now it's time to just reflect and think about that party and what happened and, think it through and who the people were. We're actually really, it's our way of visualizing and reconfirming our place in the world is to go inward. So where extroverts, they can navigate the stream of their lives by speaking, and you'll know an introvert if you've been in an office environment, or not even office, but any work environment. Think of any of your coworkers who are constantly in your office and they're talking and something comes up and they're like, oh, well, what do you think about this? Those are typically the introverts because they need to have that dialogue to make sense of the world. And that's okay. But for us introverts, that's not the case. We're the ones who need the nice quiet space to be alone, to think about it. Yes, we know what's going on, although it may not be visible in our face. And that's another thing about introverts is we're the ones who you can't always read. We're the poker face. And by the way, Lady Gaga is apparently another introvert, so she's in our club. Okay, she has a theme song for us, okay? We're the ones with the poker face who look as if we're maybe sometimes expressionless. Is that any of you guys? Do you guys ever have anyone say, oh, I can't read you, I don't know what you're thinking, or did you hear me, or thank you for the hearts? Or if you're one of those people who they don't understand it, maybe I need to hire you. Thank you, Larry. That's very sweet. Are you an introvert? Is that why you don't want to do those big meetings where you have to talk with people? Okay. That's always the case. People would think that, oh, well, I can't read you. I don't know what is going on. I can't understand you. It's because we're thinking about the world. It's not that we're not hearing you. It's just our way of navigating the stream a little bit. I just need to step away. And so for us introverts, just a quick tip, and I'll dive into the tips. Right now I'm just kind of laying the land so you know who's an introvert, who's not. Other people need to know that we're listening. So nod when people are talking to you and smile so they know that you're engaged, because I know a lot of times a lot of introverts don't show it. We're kind of like, processing. we're the computer chip that's still processing, okay? Okay, so that's one thing about us. So it's a question of energy and our use of energy. It's too much of it, expending too much of it makes us exhausted. So we need that balance between situations where we can be energetic and show our best selves, but then we need to also step back and do the reflection. So bear with us, be gentle with us, okay? The other thing is too much stimulation. And I'm just looking at my notes right now because as an introvert, note-taking, yes in purple, it helps to keep on track, because when people are commenting and talking and everything else, it kind of throws you off. Larry says, I'm also a major money manager for hedge funds as well. Larry, you're pretty impressive there. You're killing it. Okay, very impressive. If you want to chime in tips for us, by the way, or anything on this topic or off this topic, do comment. It could benefit us all. Anyone else who is interested in personal branding or branding. Just so you know, and I'm going to go back to talking about introverts, but I'm Renee Walker, in case you're like, who is this girl who's going on and on about introverts, okay? I'm Renee Walker. You can learn more about me, shameless plug, at reneewalker.me. I'm the founder of Raw Branded, which is a company that helps creative people, introverts also, with a passion and purpose to make their mark through authentic brand building, basically to be raw branded. So you'll hear me mention all the time about being raw branded, being authentic, and that's just at the core of my business. So just so you know, who's this girl going on and cheering on for the introverts, okay? The other thing about introverts, to identify us, small talk. Oh gosh, how many of you guys are small talk phobic? Okay, it's time for you to write a book. I should. It should be 10 things not to say to an introvert. Anybody here on this scope, what do you guys think about small talk? Anybody here loves it? Because if you're an introvert, I'd be shocked if you Sapphire, you hate small talk. I know. People, the small talk. And the thing is, as a business owner, let's say, even if you're not a business owner and you're thinking of your personal brand, that's fine. Small talk, that whole situation can sometimes be a bit much. And it's all about talking about yourself. And I know for introverts, it's not always a comfortable space to be in. And by the way, I'm just pulling here from not just my personal experience, but if you've ever read 2 books that I recommend. No, I'm not receiving any payment from these books, but 2 good books that I do like is The Introvert Advantage, and that's by, let me just get that, author Marty Olson-Laney. That was the first introvert book that I read, because as people were saying, well, maybe you're an introvert, I had to figure out, what is that? And that was the first book I really stumbled upon, and it was very helpful, and I really liked that. Another really good book is Quiet by Susan Cain. And that one just talks about leveraging the power of being an introvert to navigate an extroverted world. So these are 2 books. I recommend them. Take a look at them. But I think you guys get what I'm saying about who an introvert is. But now, tips overall for your brand if you're an introvert. Couple of things you want to do. If you can help it, and it depends on where you are right now, you should write a series of books. It would be a bestseller. Maybe I should. Larry, you're giving me a lot of love here, and I love it. Maybe I should. But a couple of things here, tips for being, if you're introverted and you just want to convey that, overcome that a little bit, or not let people think, if they're getting it all confused about who you are. One is, if you can help it, manage your time. That is key, because it's all about expending energy. So if you can help it, and you can not overschedule yourself, whether it's overscheduling your day, or if you know a big meeting's coming up, or you have a big interview that's coming up, pace yourself here, okay? Maybe you want to not do everything. Maybe you don't want to go to the laundry and have several meetings in one day. If you know that there's this one key, if it's an interview, if it's a meeting, if it's a gala, I don't even know what it is, but whatever you have to do at that day that's the essential one, eliminate everything else from the day if you can. Move it if you can, because that's going to take up a lot of your energy. And you want to be totally prepared to handle that, whatever it is that you're doing. So schedule your time, or if you're not in the position to, if you're not a business owner and you don't have that power, let's say that you're just focusing on your personal brand. Then it's a matter of managing up. And this is really tricky, okay? This is more of you than telling other people that right now it's not a good time and this is going to be very scary to do. But to gently think about it. We're introverts. We know how to think before we talk. Telling people that now is not a good time. Let's schedule this. Especially when there are people who come to you and they say, let's talk about this right now. The building's on fire. Try to somehow steer it so it's like, you know what? I'm hearing you. This would be great if we can talk about this at XYZ time. Why? Because when you set them off to a different time, that gives you enough time to get your energy together, prep, think, what is this topic that we're talking about, and then you can talk to them about the building being on fire or whatever else is going on. You know what I mean? Larry, you can relate. You understand what I mean. Everyone will think that what's happening to them is the most important thing in the world. And that's fine, even though it may not be the case. But you also, for yourself and your sanity, need to know how to manage those people, whether you're in a position of management or not. It's tricky, but there's an art to it, to managing them and letting them know that you hear them. I hear you. I feel your pain, but not today. Why? For your sanity and for your performance, because otherwise you really can't help them if you're overwhelmed with that was the 15th million person who came to you with something that was critical that was going on. So that's one thing. Try not to, if you can, overschedule yourself. The other thing is, don't hide your light, okay? Being an introvert, a lot of people, like I said about the poker face, people will think that you're not processing, you're not hearing them. don't hide the light. Like I was saying before, nod, let them know that you're hearing them, smile, let them know you're engaged, even though you don't have anything to say at this moment because you're really taking in all this information. Just confirm for them, because a lot of extroverts especially, you extroverted folks, you need that confirmation that yes, I'm paying attention and I hear you and I hear what you have to say, but I'm not replying right now because I need to think through this first, and then I'm going to come back to you with something really sharp and really helpful and really insightful for you, but just not right now. So just keep that in mind as you are dealing with anyone, especially our extroverted cousins out there. Okay? And the other thing is, use this your reflective power. Don't forget that it is powerful. Because we think before we speak, before we do, we're the ones who can backtrack on a situation and see all the different angles and then tell it, either if it's through the written form or through the spoken form, however we're communicating. Because we have to think through, we're the ones who basically want, if there was like a battle taking place, you want the introvert who would know what's going on and who's seeing it and thinking it through to time out, let me think. This is the way that you need to handle this because I've really thought this through in 50 million different ways and I'm helping you right now. So we do have that overall power, and don't forget that, okay? And don't let other people miss that, okay? So that's a couple of things you can do for your brand overall. Now, if you're deciding to go on a blast, if you're deciding to stream like I'm doing right now, and I am an introvert, and like I mentioned before, I come prepared with my list, okay? Larry, you have 400,000 employees. I hope they're not all knocking on your door. I'm crying for you, okay? That's a lot of personalities and personality types to handle, especially if you're an introvert yourself. Then it must be like, whoa, I need a buffer. And if you don't have a buffer, get a buffer. Whether it's your PR person or whoever, and I'm giving you free advice here, get a buffer, because otherwise you won't be able to perform at your best. And this is for anyone, especially if you're a business owner. Get your buffer, okay? You need it, yes, definitely need it. So the other thing, as I was mentioning before, if you decide to go on camera, and this can be either through a Periscope or through a blab. Like I mentioned before, I'm hosting a blab on Saturday at 4 p.m. And if you haven't jumped on blab, don't worry. I will catch you up. I will come back onto Periscope, okay? And I will catch you guys up on what took place during the blab and who joined and what we covered and if there were other introverts here and what tips they lent. I'll just do a recap. But it would be nice to have you guys join me 4 p.m. Eastern Saturday on that blab, okay? So if you're going to broadcast yourself and put yourself out there on camera, streaming, or if it's through a recorded video, let's say like a YouTube or whatever it is, and you have to speak, have no fear. Prepping is key, okay? This is what you need. You need to get yourself in that headspace of, I now have to not perform, but I have to turn it on. And by turning it on, it means still being faithful to your introverted self, but I have to get myself ready to turn it on. Now, the way you turn it on is, like I mentioned before, prepping is key. For some introverts, it's playing music. You may need to put some music on, create that atmosphere, because atmosphere is key for us. If you can put yourself in quiet spaces, and I know if you're in a cubicle situation, nightmare, then it's hard for introverts, because then there's so much stimulation going on that it's hard. You have to step away and step out and go take a lunch break or something so that you can regroup mentally. But play some music. This is for if you're going to broadcast or do some sort of public speaking or something. Play some music. That's one. Tip number one, play music. Tip number two, meditate, okay? So for all of you people who may have been on that meditation scope, remember it was a week or two ago we did a global meditation scope that was led here on Periscope, which is a beautiful thing. Some of our introverted friends may have joined that. That is great for if you're going to broadcast. Meditate, and that could be either any which way you want to meditate, whether it's putting on tranquil sounds or nature sounds, or maybe it's just you sitting there reflecting, or it's just clearing your head. But you need that time out before you can jump on and say, hey, this is my brand, and hey, pay attention to me, because it's all about conserving. Think of your energy force, okay? I'm not going to get all hippy-dippy, but maybe I am. Think of your energy force, and you're bringing in your energy inward through meditation or whatever calming effect it is, and then you're releasing it to the world, okay? Through a scope, through a public speaking, through a meeting, through whatever, but you need that kind of regroup your energy before you put it back out into the world. So meditating is good. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, have an outline. Some of us aren't gifted with the gift of blabbing or chatting on the fly. And some of us are, and some are good at winging it. But if you're not, and you lose focus very easily because of overstimulation, there's too much coming at me, keep an outline, because that will keep you on track. And that's why I write down everything. You see me looking down and going back and forth again, because it helps me to, because I'm thinking of 50 million things at the same time, as you guys are. It just helps you to keep on track. So write it down, okay? Keep a little outline, so you keep focused. As I go back to my outline. The other thing is practice. Practice makes perfect, okay? Because for some introverts, doing this kind of scoping, broadcasting, talking, going on the fly, answering questions, all that, thank you, Larry, you are too sweet. Are you really? With curves. All this talking on the fly situation is very unnerving. So the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And I know that's a cliche. Yes, practice makes perfect, but it really does. The more you do it, then it's not as daunting. Let's say, for instance, and I say practice because you're going to have to do this whole elevator pitch situation 50 million times, whether it's for an interview, or you're promoting your business, or you're talking about your personal brand, which you'd have to do if you were doing, let's say, a job interview or anything, any which way. Right. Who is that guy? If you were doing all these things, you would have to practice anyway. So practice makes perfect. So you want to practice these things, because then it won't be as scary or as unnerving of an obstacle to get over. So do that. Whether you're broadcasting or whether it is about conveying your personal brand, get that down, that pitch, that, I know, our elevator pitch, but really get that down and practice it, because then it becomes, if not second nature, darn near close to second nature, and that's good enough. The other thing, and this is tip number 5, and I'll recap, is to be yourself. You know me, and I said before about, I'm Renee Walker with Raw Branded, shameless plug. And my whole situation is all about building an authentic brand, to be raw branded. And that's what's going to resonate with your audience, whoever your audience is, whether it's an interviewer, whether it's a potential client, whether it's you just selling or putting yourself out there as a brand. People want an authentic brand, someone who they can relate to. So good news is there's only one of you. Nobody else is like you. Win. Okay? One thing to keep in mind is that there will be other people who will question this and will want to know, who are you? And so you need to answer that. And so you need to know what that is very quickly, because our attention spans are non-existent these days. So you really need to know a quick way to just capture people's attention and let them know, this is who I am, this is what my brand is all about. Get that down very quickly and make it authentic and relatable. You want to share, and I know in another scope I talked about storytelling. I won't go into that. You can look at that on my website. But you want to share those stories. You want to share the authentic you, because that's going to connect with people. That's the connective factor. That's what's going to engage people. So don't forget to be your authentic you. Don't try to be extroverted. You don't have to be extroverted. And there's nothing wrong with our extroverted cousin. Like I said, hey, cousin, that's good. But for introverts, leverage your power. So recap. If you are broadcasting, because you probably came on here saying, well, I'm an introvert and I want to know. 1, play some music before you do your blast. 2, meditate, think through what you're going to have to say, or just clear your mind so that you're in a better headspace for this. 3, write an outline. It'll keep you on track and it'll help you to think through and not get so frazzled when there's someone commenting and other things are going on and you're thinking 50 million things. Your outline will keep you on track. 4, practice what you're going to do here so that it becomes second nature when you're going to broadcast. You have to do the practicing. Sorry, it's just part of it. And 5, be yourself, be your authentic you. Don't try to be those extroverted folks. You don't have to be like them, okay? We're powerful enough as we are as introverts because we're the deep thinkers. We're the ones who look before we leap. We're the ones who are going to tell you how far you're going to fall because we already calculated 50 million ways, okay? So if you want to talk more about this, I am blabbing about it Saturday at 4 o'clock. Join me on Blab, but then I'll also do a recap on here on Periscope. And in case you're wondering who is this girl talking about introverts, you can learn more about me by going to my website. And if you stuck around to the very end, thank you very much, you guys. I have a free gift for you. Ha-ha! For anybody else who left. You can get a free gift by texting RAW branded to 33444. And I have a free gift for you guys. So there you go. A little present. Do you have any questions for me? I know we kind of rattled off what's an introvert, how do you deal with it just overall, and then how do you deal with it if you're broadcasting, especially if you haven't broadcasted. How many people here are just watching scopes and haven't broadcasted because they're stuck in an introverted dimension? You haven't quite made that step. Anybody here has just not taken that step to come on camera and scope because they felt a little nervous? If you do, it's okay to say, that's me. You can type in me. It's alright, I won't call you out. I'll look the other way. You can just type in me. If that's you, it's okay. Okay? Maybe as you watch these scopes, it'll help you feel more comfortable to go out there and to take a leap and even do just one scope. Even if you do it, practice it, and then delete it. Nobody knows. It's a win. Alright, if you guys don't have questions for me, Sapphire, I just don't know what to broadcast, but I have done a few YouTube. What? You're on YouTube, but you don't know what to scope? What about all the things you did on YouTube? What did you do on YouTube? You already have been on camera. So you've already done the scary part on pointing and putting yourself as the subject. That's the scary part. What were you doing on YouTube? Was it just like a day in the life of Sapphire, or was it like a topic? Was it a rant? Or what were you doing on YouTube? Because what you can do is then leverage that for Periscope. Or if you don't quite know your topic yet, and type it in, by the way. I'm interested in knowing what you're doing on YouTube. If you don't know yet, outfit videos and fashion. Okay, so why not do that on Scope? Or Scope about your YouTube. Let's say that if you're still doing YouTube, why don't you simultaneously turn on your phone and say, hey guys, I am scoping about fashion, which I'm right now filming for YouTube, and point your phone to your video camera or your camcorder that's recording your YouTube or your camera, and say, this is what I'm using. It's a Canon, or it's a Nikon, or whatever it is that I'm using, or it's my phone, my other phone that I'm using, and that starts the conversation, and say, I'm thinking of doing this fashion for my scope. Right now I'm wearing, and I'm doing that, pink and purple. Does this even make a sense as a color combination? Makes sense in my world and in the way in which I think of fashion, but do you guys think that makes sense? Because that's what I'm going to put on YouTube. And it becomes like a behind the scenes, a Sapphire, as, you know, before the YouTube videos go up. And then you get the feedback. And, you know, other watchers, people who are watching you, are excellent with saying, no, that doesn't work. Pink and your blue doesn't work. Or, hey, I like that outfit. Yeah, and where'd you get it? And maybe you want to mention this, and you should do that. And then that's perfect feedback, because you want your audience involved in this too. It's not just, this is what I think, and I'm standing on my soapbox, but what do you think? You know, you want to connect with your audience. You want to connect with your folks. So a behind the scenes video, that could be your first scope, and it's natural, so you don't have to script it and think through it. You're already doing it, so you're just really pressing on and just saying, hey, this is me, this is what I'm doing. Quick and easy. Or scope about being nervous. You can say, this is me, this is what I've done. I'm Sapphire. I usually do YouTube videos and first time scoping, and I don't know what to do. And that could be the title of your scope. Periscope newbie, help, YouTube vet, or something, you know? You found me, Sapphire, on Alex Beaton's last broadcast. Oh, thank you. You really like me. I love Alex Beaton. She is amazeballs. So I found her through YouTube. Go figure. I found Alex Beaton through YouTube as I was looking. You know how it is going on YouTube. You search one topic, and the next thing you know, you're like, what did I search again? And I stumbled upon her video, and I was like, I really vibe with her. I like her. And she was giving value. That's another thing. And I mean, I'm jumping here topics, but since we're talking about branding, you want to give value. And the reason why she hooked me in was because she was providing value, and she was authentic. I could tell that just watching her on camera that was her, and it was like, hey, she makes sense. I like this. And it's not just a formal, this is my giving you my tips. I'm a robot. This is what my canned speech is. You don't want to do that, and that's what hooked me to her. That's what's going to hook people to your videos and your scope. It's just be you, whether it's your fears of scoping. I'm used to YouTube. I'm not used to doing this on the fly. Great. Do you know how many people? I think every periscoper, unless you're those extroverted folks, no, I'm just kidding, can relate to you and know what it's like to be nervous as you're like, oh, should I press start? Oh gosh, what should I say? And it's fine if you mess it up and you say, I pressed start on this broadcast and I'm having a brain fart and I don't know what I was going to say. And that's okay. And people will laugh about it and say, and probably tell you, I've done that too, and I deleted my scope, or, you know, that happened to me, or that's my reason why I'm not scoping, because I don't want that to happen to me. And it's fine, because you're human. Okay? And that's what people want to connect with, a person, a brand, but a person. Okay? So that's fine. So I want to see your YouTube video, so I hope, or your scope. So please scope about it. Sapphire. I'm going to write you down because I am hoping, and maybe I'll shout you out next time, because I'm hoping that you'll do a scope. And if it's fashion, then it's right up my alley, so, because, yeah, I'm a girly girl. Sapphire, I hope that you do something in scoping fashion, so do that, please. Please do it. Anybody else who wants to chime in about their Periscope fears as an introvert, or broadcasting fears, or just overall navigating your brand or as a business owner and being an introvert, which is, once again, that's okay. Leverage those strengths. If you don't have any more questions for me, then that's a wrap. Join me again. We'll pick this up. I think I might do another scope tomorrow, just to call all introverts, calling all introverts. I'm calling for my introverts. I think I'm going to do another one tomorrow to rope you guys in, because I want to hear your views and what you think about navigating this crazy extroverted world as an introvert. So tune in again. And if you can, if you're jumping on Blab, or you're just going to look as a voyeur on Blab, I am blabbing about being an introvert on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So join that. Okay.